Good morning, everybody. This video is for Nicholas Fry. He commented on one of my videos. It's been quite a while ago, and I apologize for the delay. But he was requesting information about the best heat source for larger enclosures. Now, depending on what enclosures you're referring to, whether or not you're going to stack them, things of that nature, all of that is going to boil down to basically one item that I am a big fan of, as most of you know, and that's the Pro Products Radiant Heat Panel. And for the main reason is when you call Bob Pound at Radiant Heat Panels, he's going to ask you a series of questions: how big your enclosure is it vented, what is the ambient air temperature. All these questions are going to determine what size heat panel that you need for that enclosure. And the heat panel with a thermostat, there's really no other option for me as far as PVC enclosures that you're going to stack. Now, some people still use the aquariums. They might have a home built or something with a screen top that does not permit the use of a radiant heat panel. So you have to really take into consideration if it's an aquarium, the ceramic heat emitters, they do a good job. If you buy ZooMed, make sure you buy about 4 or 5 of those heat emitters. You're going to need them. They do go out frequently, and I do recommend that you still place a thermostat on it. And of course, it depends on the species of snake that you're dealing with, but for the most part, most of your pythons, your boas, your colubrids, they're all gonna. A lot of your colubrids, back when I had them, I never did. I just went with ambient temperature, which is the temperature that your snake room is, and they did just fine. Now, getting back to the radiant heat panel, as stated, if you call Bob Pound at Pro Products, I do push Pro Products. I am not he's not a paid sponsor. I just thoroughly believe in their product. They come with, I think the smaller ones come with lifetime and the bigger ones come with a 10-year. I mean, you can't beat that. The price, they're a little bit higher. For a standard 4x2x1 enclosure, you're looking at about $120, $130. My 6-foot enclosures, I get the 85 watt, which is about $130 to $140 shipped, and then of course it grows. But the product itself is UL listed. It's safe. It doesn't matter if your thermostat goes bad and it continues to stay on. It's not gonna, the heat, of course, but as responsible reptile owners, you're going to be checking your stuff every day anyway. So the point I'm trying to make is if your thermostat goes out and it's a continuous run on the heat panel, it's not going to damage anything, but you do have to watch the temperatures on your snakes. With that said, here's where the hate mail comes in. The Reptile Basics heat panels. As stated in previous videos, I've had several of them melt. And my thermostats were fine with the exception of one. One of my thermostats went bad. It continuously stayed on and it warped and melted, and I don't like that. There was a horrible odor. Luckily, I caught it soon enough to where it did not harm my animal. If Reptile Basics is working for you, go with Reptile Basics. I don't care. I'm going with Pro Products. I know they work. I know they're good stuff. So, and if you're wondering what I'm doing here, as most of you know, I had a new shipment of snakes come in last week. My male king snake I have placed in with my albino creamsicle ball python here. And of course, most of you know that pairing will give me a lot of variants of the eastern hognose snake. So that's what I'm going for. I'm really wanting some albino eastern creamsicle ball pythons, and along with that, the eastern hognose albino I think would be a great addition to my family here. So I'm hoping this little dude has done what he is supposed to, and he did yesterday. This is the king snake that I was referring to. He is a beautiful, beautiful male. And a lot of genes go with them. And with those genes, like I said, with my albino creamsicle ball python, we're going to make some gorgeous hognose snakes. So keep your fingers crossed. This is going to be a long process. I'm actually starting a little early. And hoping that we can get a really good clutch out of these two. What do you guys think? All right, Mr. Fry, appreciate your recommendation. Nicholas, if I may. If you have any other questions, like I said, if anybody asks me about a heat source for larger enclosures, it's an automatic. It's Pro Products Radiant Heat Panels. You get what you pay for. Like I said, they're a little bit higher, but it's well worth the money. So there's my input on it. Nicholas, I hope that helped you. And if anybody has any other recommendations for videos, put it in the comments below. And hope everybody crosses their fingers on our pairings. Let's hope for some really cool hognose snakes. Peace out. We'll see you on the next one.